I am Dracula.
Back everybody to the Graveyard Club podcast. Myself and Dara are here. Just FYI, this is the introduction for the viewer that left a comment last week.
Cheeky little
or was
fucker.
it the week before?
It was our last podcast when we talked about the subgenres. Apparently we didn't have an introduction to that.
So this is the introduction, just for clarification. Welcome back everybody. If you're new here, basically we take turns picking movies and talking shit about them. This week it's my turn. I've picked ABCs of Death 2. Let's go. What did you think
Now, we
of
said
this choice?
a pretty good choice,
Okay.
because we said it on the last show. I'm not really a big fan of the anthology movies.
But you did like this one.
But I did like this one. Most anthology movies are broke up to like 3 pieces, 4 pieces, like. But in this one, it's called ABCs of Death, and it goes through A to Z, which is really good, I found.
So I'm aware that there is the ABCs of Death, and this is the sequel, ABCs of Death 2. The reason I picked this one is because you had already seen it. We had watched it like
Watched a couple of years
ago, and
but
it's one I remember that you liked that was an anthology, so I just bypassed the first one and picked the second
yeah,
one.
that's what's weird. I don't remember watching the first one. I'm even going back and looking at the first one. I don't remember watching that. I thought this was the first one. But it was the second one. So we would have watched this on Netflix back in the day. And yeah.
This was on Netflix back in the day. If you're having any issues finding it, the ABCs of Death 2 are all broken down in clips on YouTube. I'm not too sure about the first movie, but anyways.
They're all there.
They're all there.
And what's good about this one, it's directors all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting a taste of every style through like the different parts
cultures
of the world.
And genres and stuff. And it's really interesting because basically every director picks a letter and directs a short horror movie.
The little
inspired
short
by the
movie
letter.
will be based off the letter, which is a
So
very
it could
good
be
idea.
any word, but starting with that letter from the alphabet.
Which is a really good idea, isn't it, for an anthology?
I think it's brilliant. So there's 26 little individual clips.
Now, we're not going to talk
For
about
a couple of minutes.
Yeah, they're not.
Well, we'll brush past them. We don't have to get into detail. We can talk a little bit about our favourite ones. We'll just give a quick little.
So think of like short films, but they're even shorter. Like they're like more like 3-4 minutes long, and they're bonkers. Like some of them are even leaning more to like the comedy. You can almost call this a comedy horror. But we're gonna get into them. This is Dave's pick, and pretty good choice. Now, I have to admit.
It's strange.
Like it.
It's interesting and it's different. So you get the gist. 26 letters, 26 little short kind of horror movie clips,
Stories,
inspiration taken by different directors around the world. So it's kind of interesting. So I won't go into too many details about every one of them. I'll just give a little overview of them all. So A is for amateur. This is the first one. It's kind of this one I don't know how to really was my favourite, but anyways, it's basically A is for amateur. There's a man in the air vents in the building. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And he's set out for an assassination. This one's very strange. I thought it was going to be A for assassination, but it just wasn't.
I actually like that one.
So yeah, basically he this man is set out for an assassination. He's stuck in the air vents and he starts to bleed to death. So 3 weeks later, the smell of rotten flesh leads to his discovery. And then so A is for amateur. This is a bit of a strange one. Basically an assassination gone wrong. We'll just say it's not the best one.
It's a good little introduction to it though, and it's a bit bonkers. Like it doesn't really look like too much of a horror, but it's good. Yeah,
it's a bit strange. B is for badger. This one was funny. This is like David Attenborough inspired. It's like they're shooting a nature documentary.
Yeah, and can somebody tell me this? Like he's like a presenter. Asshole. He looks so familiar. Does anyone recognise him in that? And just let me know in the comments. Like he looks so familiar. So it's basically.
Is it maybe?
It goes wrong. Remember, he sticks his head in a little hole and he ends up getting.
We won't spoil too many details, but that was very good. But the presenter is an absolute arsehole. He's so.
And he kind of gets his revenge at it. But the one that sticks out for me was D.
Wait, we're missing C.
I don't remember C.
C is capital punishment. You do remember it because remember it was reminding me of like Love Hate. It was the fella was getting dragged into the woods because he was accused of the girl's murder.
Oh yeah.
He gets shot or whatever happens, and then the girl is found at the end.
Mm.
A bit boring, but anyways. D
is for the loudest.
The loudest.
This one's great because I'm going to show you a clip of it now. It's a stop motion. Well, I wouldn't even say it's stop motion. Maybe it's just animation, but it's real dark. Think of like Tim Burton, but it's even more demented.
It's disgusting, but it's really good.
And it's basically
body horror type of thing.
Body horror, and like it's weird. I can't even explain it. Like you see a fella on a bed, and there's something like maybe to hospital, and he's getting chased around by this monster. Like, and then do you remember he gets eaten by the monster, and then the monster pukes him out, and another monster comes out and eats.
And
like
it's like it comes out with buttholes. And it's like a hole into a different dimension. It's
like,
so strange. Just watch it. It's really
I would love to see a full movie
YouTube.
in this style, but like I don't know if it's that demented. Like it's so fucked up. This one, like
you could not watch a movie in that style. Everything looks like a butthole.
Everything looks like a butthole, and
it's disgusting.
Now there was a film called Stop Motion. I kind of reminds me of this, but this is next level. This is one of the better ones in this film.
It's very good. Yeah.
D is for the louse. Next one is E for
Equilibrium. That one is kind of more comedy. It's about the two men that are stranded on the island, and a woman comes.
And they're kind of like
fighting over the woman,
and
they kill her, they eat her, and then they just
that's the twist in the end, because you're thinking one of the like there's two blokes, and you're thinking one of them is going to kill each other for the women.
Oh, I forgot to say where they were from. Shit, sorry. A for amateur is from the US. B for badger is from the UK. C for capital punishment is from the UK. D deloused is from the UK. Interesting,
yeah.
What we're on now, E for equilibrium, was Cuba. So yeah, that was that. You can tell that was Cuban. It was like very BG,
like not
hard.
much of a horror film. They end up killing the girl at the end. Like,
it was more funny, like comedy horror.
This woman just washes up on shore like a fucking angel. Like what happened?
I know.
Like what the fuck? So again, like some of these are more in the comedy fucking realm. The next one is called F
for Falling.
And where's that from?
Israel. This is actually quite an interesting one.
It's quite good.
It's like the Israeli and the Arabs. I don't want to be
would you call this an Israeli soldier? She's after flying down.
She's stuck in a tree. Yeah, she's fell from a parachute, and the opposite, the enemy soldier, has come and found her. Oh, they're kind of flirting.
No, he's not
flirting.
He's
sorry,
not,
you know.
He's not even a soldier. He's a kid from a village that just happens to have a big fucking fuck off AK-47 in his hand, and he basically has this girl in the palm of his hand. And what
that was mad the way it ended. Yeah,
he actually like she ends up like kind of persuading him to help her and bring her back to his village, and as that happens, a bit fucking what was it? His gun went off. She fell from the tree.
He was helping her down from the tree, and the parachute kind of snapped, and she came right down.
She landed.
Snaps the leg.
Snapped her two legs.
He drops the gun, but the gun misfires and shoots him dead. She's on the ground with the leg broken, trying to get away, and then obviously other people alerted by the gunshot arrive, and that was the end of it. It was very interesting. It was a good one.
I did like that one. But
oh my god,
this is the most iconic one, and this is why we went back to watch it.
It's gonna be in your head when you're going to bed at night.
G for Grandad. And where was this one? I'm assuming England.
The UK.
The UK. And this one's weird now. It's about a grandson and a granddad, and they're chilling now.
They live together.
They live together. The granddad doesn't have a telly. They listen to radio and they're drinking whiskey. The grandson hates it. And the
grandson's an asshole, basically.
He's an asshole. He's a little kind of disgusting fucker.
Ew, anyways, yeah.
They're kind of bickering with each other. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that.
They don't
and anyway,
see, yeah.
The grandson says, "Fuck off! I'm going to bed."
The granddad does.
Oh, the grandson. No, he fucks off first. No, the granddad did. That you're right.
Granddad says, "I had enough of you. I'm going up to bed." Grandson downstairs polishes off the whiskey. He goes up and he's talking to himself. I think he's the most disgusting man I've ever seen in my life, by the way. But he thinks he's absolutely gorgeous. And he gets into bed anyways, talking shit about the granddad, and it all kind of kicks off from there. It's fucking wild.
When I first seen this part...
That actually scared the shit out of you, I remember.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? So the grandson is lying in bed and he's like slagging off his granddad. And you can hear something underneath the mattress move. Pulls the sheets off and there's like a little encarving for her body. And the granddad is lying down in a pair of boxers. But he has the pair of boxers and he has the same chain on as the grandson. They kind of look like each other. And it's such a fucking freaky moment. I'm actually going to play a clip of it right here.
Who called me a twat?
Twat.
Shit.
Shit. Twat.
What are you doing in there?
Oh, I'm
That was fucked up. That was fucked up, wasn't it? And basically, the granddad kills the grandson now. He has this thing on his finger.
From
it's like
like gut and fish or something.
yeah,
Isn't it?
and he like pokes a little hole into the grandson's throat and he dies. That's
No,
such
but
a
the
real
end,
animal.
the ending is the camera zooms into the granddad's crotch, which is lovely.
So weird. That like, I'd almost recommend you
Castrated, by
go
the
to
way.
watch this one just for that scene alone. It's
Even
great.
just like look it up on YouTube. It's very funny.
Love that one. So that was G for Grandad, all made in the United Kingdom. So next one is H for Head Game. Now, what year? What
US.
US made this one. Again, it's another animation one,
Artsy.
and I can't really explain it. I'm going to show you a clip over here, but it's two faces, obviously a man and a woman, and they're kissing, and then you see them kind of molding in together, and things are blossoming and all this type of stuff. It's a really interesting art kind of animation. You know,
So it's very short, but it's nice. It's a
There's
nice
nothing-
break between.
there's nothing to it really. There's no dialogue or anything like that, but it's just a nice little. That's what's good about ABC's of that. Like, all of them are so different from each other. You don't really get sick of seeing the one thing
Yeah,
the whole time.
there's a lot of difference in it.
You know,
There's a lot of different sub-genres within it. It's good.
variety in it. Like, it's really good. Like,
Next one is I for Invincible. This is from the Philippines. This is the one where the granny. There's a family and they're trying to kill the granny to get the inheritance, but the granny is basically invincible,
now
and it's bad.
this one was one of the better ones as well. I
Yeah.
could see a good film of this one being made.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like a Netflix has been made of this.
Yeah, like all the grandchildren are kind of fighting over it, and they're actually taking turns killing her.
We'll try
And-
to, yeah.
And like one of
Crazy,
them bashes
isn't it?
her head in with a hammer and all that. Like this one is it's probably one of the most graphic ones in this movie.
Mhm.
And what did you say? Philippines?
That's from the Philippines, yeah.
Yeah, that is a really good one. That was
Mhm.
that was a really good one. I did like that one. Like.
G.
J is for Jesus.
J is for Jesus from Brazil. So this is, I feel like this is a double entendre. This is a double meaning one here, because basically it's gay men are targeted by religious people, let's just say, to convert them or fix them back by turning them into Jesus
Yeah,
to make them not gay. Strange.
crazy subject
It's
matter.
just strange.
Crazy
But
subject matter.
again, completely different. Like, it brings in like a different topic. It's not as. It is actually quite graphic. What am I
Yeah,
saying?
it's not straightforward though,
It's
like
not
the other ones
straightforward.
really.
And it makes you think. It is good. So that's from Brazil. Next we have K is for. Is it Nell? I thought it was supposed to be Neil. But
That's what I thought.
anyways, this is from Lithuania. This is a good one. It reminds me of, I don't know if it's called Watchers or The Watcher. I don't know if I'm getting it mixed up, but basically a girl is in her apartment and there's like 100 other apartments around her, so she's in a city and she's just painting her toenails, chilling, looking out the window, and just like people watching, let's just say. But she notices people are doing crazy shit in their apartments, so what looks like people are getting pushed out of fucking windows looks like
And
people are
like
getting stabbed.
somebody's getting stabbed. Somebody's just
then
blatantly
you're
just
like,
looking out early.
Is
Could you
this
imagine?
actually her? Is this her imagination or what? But then it slowly just turns into everybody is staring out the windows directly at her,
Oh, could
and
you
it's
hear?
just like, oh,
Could you imagine that? Oh
it's
my god!
very like stomach turning.
Again, a nice little fresh idea.
Mhm.
That's a real good way for a spook, I think.
It's like apocalypse type of.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Interesting though. That's from Lithuania. Then we have L for Legacy from Nigeria. This is kind of like, what would you say? A man has to sacrifice. How would you say, like kind of like a ritual type horror, ritualistic horror
Suppose, yeah.
about sacrificing and demons, retaliation. Bit of a strange one. Wasn't crazy about this one. But up next, then we have is for Masticate. This is from the US. This is crazy. Basically, anti-drug horror kind of. He's like, I think he sniffed bath salts or something like that, was it? Or meth. I don't know, one or the other. But
It
yeah,
looks more like crack.
it's slowly like showing you the story backwards of what happens after he took some crazy drugs. But it's, yeah, interesting.
Now, the one thing I will say for this podcast, we're not going to go all the way to Z because there's a lot of them here, and we're going to leave a little bit to the expectation. Do you know what I mean? To You know what I mean? Like, we won't ruin all
No,
the...
I don't want to overanalyze everything because there's 26 of them, by the way. I'll be here for hours, but
And the ones
I
we...
like to leave it up for other people to watch.
Yeah. And the ones we did go through, honestly, are probably the hard-hitting ones and the most, like, outish ones. Especially the grandpa one. Fuck me.
The grandpa one is, oh my god. What did I just do? I did N is for Nexus. Another one from the US. This is just didn't really get this one.
Again,
to be
a
honest.
very artsy, like, found footage kind of almost style one, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
a lot
they're
of-
dressing up. It's a couple dressing up on Halloween and
Yeah. Nothing really to it
nothing
much.
really. No, I don't want to hate in it, but it's kind of just. I'd brief over that one. I kind of forgot about that one.
Doesn't stand out too much.
The next one is from Japan. O is for I don't know if this is Ochlocracy.
Right?
I'm not pronouncing that right.
I
Obviously
fucking
about
know.
kind of like zombie murderous rampage. Kind of good. Another one that you'd probably see on Netflix as an extended feature film. It's quite good. The Japanese always do it well. Anything horror from Japan is just a different level, so
Oh my god.
it will never disappoint.
I've recently just seen the trailer for that one, The Wailing.
The Wailing. Oh,
And
that's a good. That was on Netflix as well.
Yeah, actually, I think that's Korean.
Korean, yeah, probably.
But if, like, you know, the Asians, they're really good with the stories, like the think outside the box, like say Squid Games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I want to watch The Wailing one of the times.
Definitely. Note that down. We'll come back to that.
100%.
P is for this is stupid. Scary. This was a good one. Do you remember the 3 men and they were prisoners and it was like okay, pause here. Do you remember the Insidious? So pause here because do you remember they're Insidious when
Yes.
they're in the what's that called? The
Afterlife, whatever it's called.
and they're walking around and it's all dark.
Yeah.
And then they walk into like people and things. This film is like this short movie is like this, but it's kind of funny as well. But it's 3 kind of prisoners. Yeah, 3 prisoners and they're trying to get out and they come across this really fucking weird man and he has a baby, but then the baby's a leprechaun. Do you remember it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's actually quite good.
Now,
Scary as well.
we're not going to go through the rest of them now. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're just brief over them because we don't know. We'd be here all day, as you said.
Okay, sorry.
You know what I mean?
That was P. Q is for questionnaire. This is a man. This is actually another good one, sorry. It's basically a man taking a questionnaire and he passes all the questions, but we don't know why they're making him take the questionnaire and blah, blah, blah. That's a good one. Or it's for roulette from Austria.
I did like that one. Like that was a Russian roulette one.
Russian roulette, kind of. S is for split from Spain. This is kind of like about a fair kind of. It's a murder, an intruder. There's a baby, all this stuff. That one's okay. T is for torture porn. You'll remember this one from Canada. It kind of reminds you of August Underground.
Oh yeah. See, a lot.
2 girls are like in the hotel room and things go crazy. They turn like into monster things.
Yeah, yeah.
That one was good. Where's that from Canada? Yeah. U is for Utopia. That's also from Canada. That's the one that you like. They're all in that utopian society.
Yeah, yeah.
With all the shopping bags.
That was an interesting one, in fairness.
That was good. V. Oh, this is another one from Canada. Vacation for V. What is that? I think that was when the guys were taking drugs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another good one. W is for Wish from Canada as well. Jesus, there's a lot from Canada here. That's kind of like, remember that 80s one?
Yeah.
X is for a xylophone from France. That is actually a mad one. The grandmother is there with the baby. The baby is playing the little xylophone. She smashed the baby's head in. Y is for youth from Japan. That's can't really remember that one. Z is for zygote from Canada. That's about that pregnant woman. The child is all weird and stuff inside of her. And then that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Like, that's what I'm saying. We didn't need to even talk about every single one of them. Like, but yeah, there's a lot of them. A few of them are stinkers now, I have to admit.
The ones kind of towards the end.
Like,
it's not that I lost interest, but
like
they
you
just
said about 10 of them there, and I don't recognise one of them.
Okay.
Like that's the only thing. Like, with me with anthology, like, not every single one are going to be good. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but you do remember a couple of them.
I remember majority of them actually. It's just I prefer the one story in my horror films. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but this is the point of doing the ABCs of that too, because it's different. Like,
Yeah, that's
You know.
fucking dead. Yeah. Now we'll be right back. We're just gonna run a quick ad, and we'll give our thoughts and opinions after.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Everybody be cool, because this is season 3 of the Church of Tarantino podcast, and we're about to get medieval on your ass. I'm your host, the Reverend Scott K, and for our 3rd season here at the church, we'll be taking an in-depth look at the film that not only changed cinema, but made
We out the gimp.
and
Royale with cheese.
a part of the pop culture lexicon practically overnight. I'm of course talking about Pulp Fiction as it turns 30.
We should have shotguns with this kind of deal.
Along the way, we'll also be taking an investigative look at the psyche of the characters from the world of Pulp Fiction to see what makes them tick on our character study series.
Well, let's not start sucking each other's dicks quite yet.
And over on our Inglourious Blue Ball series, we'll be taking a deep dive into the numerous project announcements spewed from QT's mouth over the past 30 plus years to give you the level of blue balls these unrealized projects have left us with.
I hid this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass 2 years.
So grab yourself a big kahuna burger and a $5 shake and stop on down to the Church of Tarantino and become a member of the coolest fucking church around.
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit.
Now touching you 3 times a month.
Right, so after we went through that long fucking list of films, like fucking how many letters in the
26.
alphabet? 26. Fuck me. But I did like the idea of it. It's all different directors from around the world.
exactly,
that.
that's the difference, and it's something different. I really liked it.
Now, is there the ABCs at Death 3? Is that? I wonder is that one now, because like I can imagine being very hard to put together a film like this. Like this would take years to do. ABCs at Death, like it's really good. Like I still haven't seen
There's
it.
2.5 that came out in 16.
Oh, so that's
Oh,
basically
16? 2016.
so that's basically like this one, but
Um,
it's I think there's extra footage maybe. Like there's no third one, is there not? No.
No, I don't think so. There is. Yeah, no, that's it. There's no.
Well, I'd say from the looks of it, this one or the first one, this one looks far superior. It has the better, looks even more like higher budget, this one than the first one. So I'd recommend skipping to this one, especially like for the grandpa saying classic. That is iconic.
That is definitely iconic. But yeah, there's a good different mix of all the various like topics and stuff like that.
And it's good, like you get to see
You get different flavors.
different flavors. You really get to see like them Asians are into the fucking dark fucking shit. Like that one from the Philippines was really good, like really dark.
Yeah.
Now the UK and fucking Canada were holding it down for most of the fucking film, weren't they?
Well,
Like,
there was actually a lot from Canada. There was a few from the US, a couple from Japan, and then a lot from the UK as well.
you know what?
So
You know what I noticed? None from fucking Ireland.
there's never any. Well, I don't want to say there's never any from Ireland, but
What? Horror
Usually.
films in general?
there's usually
Oh.
never an entry in anything from Ireland. Well, except the rugby. Hey,
And the Eurovision.
don't get me started. The Americans won't even know what the Eurovision is. Eurosong
Well,
it's called now.
What they called?
Eurosong.
Is that what it's called now?
That's what it's called now.
That's bad. Why
The
did
most European thing.
well, did Ireland not win it last year with that fucking freaky looking girl?
No, we didn't win it, because if we won it, then we'd be hosting it.
Oh, right. Have Ireland ever won it?
Yeah, I think twice maybe. I don't know.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Bloody Google here, I don't know.
Eurovision it actually is a good idea. It's a song contest from all the different parts of Europe. So
Yeah, but
each
they also had Australia into it and some other places that are not in Europe, but anyways,
well, that doesn't make any fucking sense, doesn't it?
no.
Is England still in it?
It was in it last year, but it didn't get any votes.
Well, England aren't in the EU anymore. Yeah, well, I suppose.
No, I think they call themselves, it's the United Kingdom now.
Yeah, I suppose.
But anyways, back to it.
ABC's a dead.
What were your top 3 favourites? And I'll tell you mine.
Definitely number 1 is the grandpa one. That fucking shocked me to the core.
It's going to be
That's an obvious one. I did like the pilot one. What was that one called again?
Falling. F for falling.
Yeah, where the girl soldier fell from the sky and she's stuck in a tree with a parachute. Twist at the end of that is really good because you're actually thinking she gets out and she's after persuading this little young Cuban boy with a fucking large.
No, not Cuban, Arab.
Oh, is he Arab? Sorry.
Yeah.
With a large fucking gun. The two of them end up fucking dying. I thought that was fucking pretty interesting. Like.
Mm-hmm.
And for the third one, I'd give it to that D for D Lewis, that animation one where they're all fucking eating
Stop
each other.
horror one.
The stop motion horror, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought that was really, really good.
My top one would be G for Grandpa, definitely. I like that one. The second one is the torture porn one. That was an interesting one. I do want to say the D for D-Loused, but it kind of made me a little bit sick. So let me pick something.
This was disgusting, wasn't it?
Oh, the PPP. Sorry, P is for PPP scary. With the 3 prisoners in the dark. And they come across the man with the leprechaun.
But there was also one, remember with the witches? It's set, looks like it's set in like even way back in the fucking, what would you call it, the Bronze Age, I'd say. And you have a witch, looks like a courtroom actually, like one of them old courtrooms, and they're all fucking beating the shit out of her. Like, oh, witch, it looked good. We actually forgot to talk about that one. Like.
Sure. No, I think I went through them all. I don't think that was in them.
No? See,
anyways,
when we were looking up like clips for this one, there was a lot of entries.
I don't think that was, I think you were talking about something.
Right, because when we were looking up videos for this review, we were getting a lot of entries for this movie. So a lot of clips that didn't make it. And I'm wondering, are they in the 2.5 we were talking about?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You know?
I haven't seen the 2.5, so I don't know.
Well, what I liked about the film, like, it did show you a great variety of all the different types of cultures and vibes in the different countries. That's very interesting. Like. And like, if you really cared that much, you could actually look into each individual director, because I'm sure they've made like feature-length movies if you like that style, you know.
That's exactly it. It's like a taste test.
Taste test,
horror taste test.
And that's
I like it.
That's what anthology should be. I think like some anthologies out there, and they tell a story, three different stories, but it's all one story collectively by the end of it. Like, so I don't really like stuff like that. At least with this one, you're getting so much at a time, do you know what I mean? Like, now, the only thing when you're getting so much at a time, there's a lot of shit there.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a lot of filler, but
there's always
each
a lot of
their
filler.
own. Everybody will like something different, and that's what I like about it.
And yeah, well, that's what I didn't like about it. Otherwise, I did love the whole storybook kind of vibe to it. Like, each letter was broken up with like a little page of a book, and yeah, just the presentation was nice about it. Like, remember Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities? That was another anthology that was kind of like this one, and there was like 10 or 15 different sort of ones.
Wasn't mad about that, but I do remember it.
But
he's not my style of director.
Well, he's making a Frankenstein movie this year.
He's not my style of director. But anyways,
yeah, so he is a kind of a selective taste, I'll be honest with you. But I'm looking forward to that Frankenstein film. But yeah, that's what I liked about the film. What did you like or not like?
I think I went over everything I liked. What I didn't like was probably some of the different, but that's just my personal taste, some of the different scenes or movies. But I couldn't really give out because it's everything that it says. It's 26 different horror. Jesus Christ, I cannot even talk. Horror. Short stories, movies, whatever you want to call them. And then there's some memorable ones like the Grandpa one. But yeah, that was it. That's all I can say.
Now, yeah, like for an anthology film, I think this was a great pick by Dee. It's a nice little break. She went through an awful stage of picking films that were fucking banned all over the world and exploitation and the whole lot.
I
like,
still like those films, but yeah.
No, we're still on that buzz. And there was even one, that Philippines one in this one, you could actually call a little bit of an exploitation one. It was fairly fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, well, I like this pick. This is our first anthology we talked about on the channel, and yeah, good pick, Dick.
Thank you very much.
If you made it this far,
next.
What'd you say?
You're up next.
I'm up next, and remember we were going through, we were watching a video, 2000s to 2020, I think, best horror films of each year.
Which was a shit video, by the way, but yeah.
You had weird taste, that fella. The first one he picked for 2000, I forget the name of it, but it's a Japanese one, and this one looks good. It's not the Wailing now, what I'm talking about. It's another one. I'll show you. This one looks really fucking scary, because that's what I was trying to do the last couple of weeks. Pick one from the early 2000s that's scary.
Okay.
So, might be one of them Japanese ones I was talking about. If you made it this far, like the video, subscribe, and give a comment if you want to hear more.
Let me know.
Rate us over on Spotify, and Dee, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
It's alive!
I am Dracula.
This is Take on the World with
Johnny.
And Mike. And, people always ask me, hey, you got a podcast? What's it about?
I don't know. You ever want to cut your fingers off or learn about a sharp knife?
We could tell you that.
How about murder mysteries or hauntings or any kind of fringe subject?
Anything you could think of. We take on everything because we take on the world.
Now you go take on the world.